came back.
Oh my god! Hey everybody, this is Matt from Shadow Moses 112, wishing you a happy Cinco de Mayo, and for Star Wars fans out there, Revenge of the Fifth. I'm here with Pete.
Hi guys, Pete. Keep it short.
Wow, okay. So
Yes.
I'm messing around with some of the features on StreamYard that I didn't know we could do. And like some of them are all right, but whatever.
Like what? What'd you see? What'd you find? Tell me.
It's honestly nothing special. Like we can put a banner up at the bottom. So like I had the episode up. We're doing all this live. So, but honestly, if anyone's who's looking at getting it to StreamYard, this is what you get with the free package. So you get basically you can have your titles beneath each person, or you could have one banner that's active at a time, and then you have some branding options, so you can change your color if you want to. So if I wanted to change it to red, we could do that. Yeah, I know, it's amazing. We could also do different styles.
Ooh.
Yeah, look at that. I kind of like that one. Okay, there's some kind of headline thing that we could do there, but like logos can't change. We're stuck with the duck. Add overlay, you need to pay for special shit. There's some kind of loop clip we can do. And then there's background music, but I don't even know anything about that. Like, so anyway, yeah. This is episode 32. Or 30.
Careless whisper on repeat while we do it.
Yeah. That'd be great for the success of the thing. And it's time for my second michelada. Well, I had the first one yesterday.
You're so naughty.
What?
You're so naughty. What's funny is I enjoy drinking, but now with like 2 kids, it just sounds like a chore. Like man, I gotta wake up with a hangover and stuff, and like do things and like stuff and things.
When I said my second one, I meant like I drank one yesterday. I bought 2 of them, drank one yesterday, and then I'm drinking the second of the 2 that I bought today. I drink once a week. This week I'll be drinking twice a week because I have 2 beers at karaoke. And that's it. Like, I don't know. I always have to drive, so yeah. I don't take that chance.
Gotta wake up and be responsible and shit.
I mean, even outside from that, I need to like get home responsibly, not kill other people or crash. Yeah, like I don't know. I mean, it's great if you tell yourself that you don't want to drive drunk because you have to get up early in the morning, but I feel like there's a larger consequence potentially to doing it. Anywho, yeah, it's a big Star Wars weekend. I don't know how much Star Wars you want to go into, Pete, but I'm not a huge Star Wars person. So
well, the Knicks eliminated the 76ers. That's pretty Star Wars to me. Basketball. Yeah. Star Wars related shit. I haven't really been keeping up with Star Wars, honestly.
You talking about that Drake and Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah. I think people are just trolling and putting like, oh, Drake is winning right now. I think
I saw comments about it, but I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know.
Apparently J. Cole and Kendrick were getting in a beef, and then Drake got dragged into it, and then J. Cole was like, you know what? Kendrick's good. I'm backing up. And now Drake is trying to go at Kendrick, and then Kendrick is like calling him a pedophile and shit.
I was about to say, I don't think Kendrick has a reputation for like grooming people, for grooming young women. So cool. Like, I don't think Kendrick was texting Millie Bobby Brown when she was 15. So get back in that wheelchair, Drake. Go back to high school, you bitch.
It could be. Look. We don't know any details. Millie has already brushed it off and saying like nothing happened. They were both child actors, so maybe he was just giving her some advice.
He's done
Don't care.
he's done it with other child actors though. Well, I learned about the whole Millie Bobby Brown thing. He's done it with other child actors, and he
I
wasn't
don't
a
know not to
child.
do that. But if you guys watching the show, all 0 of you, want to leave some comments and let us know what's going on, please do.
You're not supposed to talk about your numbers, man. We are blowing up on TikTok.
We're 1,000 right now. We are batting 1,000,000.
Yeah. Oh, hey Cindy, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. I'm kidding. This is the only place we're streaming. We don't stream on TikTok. We don't want to get banned. Anyway, yesterday I played D&D for the first time. And that was
except I used to play it too, so I'm not gonna say anything.
What did you say?
I said except I used to play it also.
We don't discriminate against homosexuals or anyone with an alternative lifestyle on the stream, Pete. So go get your fucking haircut, asshole.
It's not gay as in like, oh, you like other dudes. It's more like gay as in like, man, you're so lame.
It was cool. The one person in our group is definitely the impatient one, and we had to get these apples, and of course he got to them.
Apples.
Well, he got to them first, and he ate one, and then he had a seizure, and then we all just kind of laughed at that happening. And then later on, he ate
I eat the apple. Okay, roll.
Well, later on, he ate a different apple, and again, he went right down to the one. His character went right down. It's so weird because, like, talking about it, people are like, "Yeah, this didn't happen," but like when you're in the session and like you're playing with other people, and the DM's like, "You fall down and have a seizure," like it's kind of great. But yeah, if anyone's curious about ever playing Dungeons and Dragons, and you know people that you think would be fun to play with. Like it's fun. Like I'll probably do it again.
Play it's great for the imagination, and you really need a good DM to kind of like sink yourself in there a little bit more.
Yeah, it's also funny because we kept breaking the campaign he had planned. Like we did all these other things than what he expected us to do, and it might be because like that I was new. Like I went with 3 other people and then him who had already done a previous campaign, and this was like the next part of their whatever. And so like I'm questioning like everything, and I'm like, well, hold on, like what's down in the hole before we just go jumping in? Like I want to know if I'm getting like I don't know. But like in video games, like I typically prefer a stealth approach, so like I'm doing that the whole time we're playing. So I don't know. But he expected us to kill this thing, and we didn't. We figured out. We were like, well, no, we're gonna use it as a resource and farm it and shit. So like, it was just all kinds of crazy, and he just had especially when like we ended what he had planned. Like we got to that point, he was like, well, that's all I had planned for you guys. So when we kept going, and he had like kind of improvised stuff, which he actually did really well. I won't lie. He had some pretty good plans going forward, and like apparently has enough knowledge doing it to build the rest of his world on the fly for us to like still feel like it was somewhat prepared. But yeah. Did you pick up anything lately?
Well, I was going to add on your stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watch Critical Role or not, but occasionally they'll have on guests, and it's already like a group of like actors, voice actors, and comedians.
Yeah.
So it could get pretty hilarious pretty quick. So if you enjoy learning more about D&D and want a good laugh while you're there and see some celebrities, watch Critical Role. That's amazing.
I kept making references to Stranger Things because I know it's not a great reference to Dungeons and Dragons, and the DM kept like he kept saying like I hate you so much. I'm like I'm just fucking with you, dude. Because yeah, like they take ideas from it, but like I don't know. That's kind of a nice way for them to wrap it into one giant cohesive package on the show. I don't know. That show has a lot of problems in general.
Well, I was going to say, do you know about the big rumor regarding the tie-in for D&D and Stranger Things?
No.
So apparently when Eddie dies at the end of the last season, in D&D lore, I think Vecna or something is supposed to have an apprentice.
Yeah,
and
you talked about this before.
the apprentice betrays him, and there is a big rumor that Eddie will be that apprentice. So it's not the last we saw of our favorite character. He's not coming back as a human at all, but he will perish being a hero yet again, apparently. But we'll see. We'll see.
I don't know. That's real risk.
But they've been doing the D&D thing from the beginning, so like let's hope they keep it up and end on that D&D note.
I don't know. It's a real risk.
You're a real risk. Any pickups recently? I pre-ordered the Ghost Rider.
Okay.
The Luke Cage and Iron Fist 2-pack.
Nice.
The scary one is tomorrow. It's Target exclusive Warbird Miss Marvel.
Okay.
I don't know why they made that an exclusive.
The scary one?
The scary one, because Target, man, they sell out quick. They'll put it online in 10 minutes.
Oh, later. It goes up tomorrow?
Yeah. 9 a.m. Target tomorrow. So I'm going to sit in my car before I walk into work.
I went to Target the other day, and they didn't even have like a haulathon set up. Like, I know you posted a picture on Instagram of like the empty end cap. I went to one recently, and I was just like, they don't even have anything here. Like, I was gonna see if you needed anything. I'm like, they don't have jack shit here.
I was actually able to pick up Kirby, the Casey Jones 2-pack with the suit, and nice. The Baxter Stockman pre-order from Target. The bad thing is, I'm still on the fence. Like, should I get those fucking turtles? And I really want them just to have like a set, because the turtles in this, like I said, Turtles in Disguise is its own thing. The SDCC said it's its own thing. I want to get these to be like, all right, these are the ones I mess with. So that's where I am in life. Other than that, selling a lot of things. I'm on eBay.
You're selling stuff?
Yeah, I'm selling. I sold my scanner already. That sold within like an hour.
Yeah, that mine sold pretty fast. Are you getting that new one you sent me the link to a while ago?
Probably not. I'm gonna wait for the detail to get a little bit better, if anything. And I'm also looking for like range. So I'm looking for the ability to do a face, but also to capture detail in like a 1/12 figure. Not so much for
or a 1/6 figure.
Yeah. Well, I think the 1/6 it does just fine. The 1/12 it gets a little hard on the details. But if it can capture that down the road, we can create add-ons and stuff like that, which would be fantastic, based off of Marvel Legends sculpt. So it would not be a copy; it would be an addition. So, like, one of my ideas was, if they ever do a unmasked Peter Parker sculpt, you could scan that in and then do like a torn mask over there.
No, I knew where you were going. Like, one of the things we've talked about is the lack of variety in hands and then head sculpts and just accessories. And like, this is kind of the next step to add more things that you could have on your character itself, rather than just different stuff that they interact with in the world. I knew what you were saying. I knew where you were going. But yeah.
I think somewhere down the line, I want to do an Avalanche head and a Baron, what's his name, Von Strucker head. I wasn't too happy with the one that the Marvel Legends put out, so I'm going to try to rework those. But this is like I got a lot of stuff I'm working on.
I think I remember you were talking about that.
Yeah. I just finished the payphone receiver today, so all the buttons, I redid the actual phone portion of it. Not only to be more detailed, but also to look more realistic and to already have a pre-hold tubing so that it'll fit the craft wire.
Okay.
That way, like, if I need to make modifications, I can do it based off of that. It came out good. I'll show it at the end of the show.
Okay.
I finished it maybe 20 minutes or before we went live. That's why I was like rushing around.
I picked up the Army Soldier Infantry from Hasbro, the G.I. Joe.
Oh yeah.
I saw it at let me just take it out. I saw it at GameStop and it was only $33 and change. This one. There's only 33 and change, so I was like, screw it, I'll get it. I haven't opened it yet, but like it's I think it's a good, just kind of generic figure, like the scuba one that I picked up. I wanted these anyway, so if as I'm finding them, I'm just kind of grabbing them.
Do they come with extra hands too?
No, actually, they only come with set hands, which are kind of like generic gun holding hands. They come with a second head sculpt. I hate everything. They come with the second head sculpt, and it's basically the same, except it's either a white person or a black person. And then they have like, I guess a bandana for over the face, and then a helmet. But like both faces are otherwise masked, like that. You can see.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, paid to get my pile of loot shipped, but it's still processing. So waiting. What?
What was the other pre-order that came out? The Spider-Man? I jumped on that.
It was the symbiote suit, right?
No, it was the MCU one. What's his fucking name? Toby Maguire.
Oh yeah, from Mayfax. Yep. Actually, it's on my mind. I wrote it down, but while it's on my brain, that last week we were talking about that Jar Jar Binks figure, and of course the next day I saw it on like Ami Ami or Big Bad Toy Store, and I was like, "You son of a bitch!" So it wasn't a Bandai exclusive. Thanks Toy Arc for that information. Although there might have been some kind of different feature or accessory that came with it that made that one exclusive versus whatever was on those other websites. I don't know. But if you wanted that stupid figure, it was on other websites. Hopefully you found it. I know recently, I'll pull these up so we could take a gander. They're on the cover art for this week's episode. Where is it? And you were immediately like, God damn it, now I have to buy more Mega Man. We have the next wave from Jada Toys, and like I hate that I keep seeing these because it makes me want to pick them up more and more because they look good. I don't. Who's the guy in the middle? Your mic keeps cutting in and out.
Probably because I have a compressor on it. Let me see.
Yeah, it starts out really quiet and then it gets loud. So uncompress your shit. Yes. Hey, Rocky's in the chat. Look at that, Rocky.
Yep.
Sorry to dox you. Rocky also streams on Twitch sometimes when he feels like doing it with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yeah, these pre-ordered. I pre-ordered them like right away.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting to collect other Mega Man in different color palettes, but for the first wave, I think I got to.
It's honestly, it's a really good marketing ploy. Like they don't. What?
Good use of reuse.
Yeah. So they're 1/12 scale. Let's just go right to the pictures. So yeah, here we have Cutman, which is pretty cool. The accessory plugs into the top of his head, but otherwise he can also just manipulate it. And I like that they come with these stands. I don't know. Yeah, the first one did come with stands. I don't think they were quite this level of articulation, but I might be wrong. It would be honestly weird if they did. You all right over there?
Yeah, I'm messing with the audio settings just in case. So let me know if you hear anything better, worse.
Okay. Well, I can hear myself, so there's feedback. Come on. But yeah. So they come with. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
No, I was testing. Yeah, there's still feedback. Do a little dance.
How about you? Go under settings and then audio and then click the first two. cancellation, and reduce mic background noise.
I don't know why you want me to change anything when I never changed anything.
Might help.
It won't help because it's already selected.
Okay.
You said the
Okay.
echo cancellation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're good now anyway. Whatever you did actually worked. Except now.
Nothing.
Say something.
Something.
All right, guys. The end stream's over. This is the last time. We only made it 32. So here's Cut Man. There's Sassy Cut Man. He's Cut Man.
I'm disappointed of his lack of definition. Expecting some extreme cuts.
The only figures I really have from Jada, they did the Chester Cheeto, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, I have that one, and he's awesome. Man, I need to stop looking at these because I don't need anything else. But these look so good. Ugh. Okay, we looked at Cut Man. Okay, so here's Elect Man. This is I guess is that like his taunt when you go into the battle with him? He gives you a thumbs down.
That's pretty cool. I like it. I just noticed that they come with the health bar next to them. That might be a good cutout to use for.
Oh, on the box itself? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, the Street Fighter ones come with like that arcade type box. Like Jada's actually knocking these things out of the park. The price point's good. You've had nothing but positive things to say about them, I'm pretty certain. It's kind of nice to see some $20 action figures that are worth it. And then we have, is this Bomb Man?
Yeah. So that means next is probably the bomb.
Yeah. Yeah, so wave 3. Yeah, I mean Pete has the whole first wave of them, and he also has the. I don't know if you have all the Street Fighters yet. I know that you pre-ordered some, but
I have the ones that are like released. So I have Ken. I still haven't opened it yet. I've just been. The refresh is killing me. I'm not gonna lie. And then I'm getting orders on top of that. So I have 1, 2, 3, like 4 orders I'm working on right now.
yeah.
So that the refresh, it's taken away from like the photography, the reviews, opening other stuff. Only going to get worse because we have a lot of graduations coming up, and then a baptism or two.
The streams only get more interesting the further into this can I get. This is a tall boy. But yeah, so pretty cool to see another wave of these. I'm glad that they're going to keep going with the line. I feel like I'm going to eventually have to get like at least stop. Mega Man and then Snake Man when they inevitably announce him. I feel like I won't be able to.
Which was that, Mega Man 2 or 3?
I don't know. Rocky?
Snack Man.
Snake.
Mega Man.
No step on Snake Man. What do I have next?
Mega Man 3.
Okay. I wonder how far they'll go.
See what you're doing? Trying to beat me to the punch?
Rocky, while you're here, actually, one of the other items on my list are these by Play Kai Arts. So these are at a 10-inch scale by Play Kai Arts. No, I more so meant how Marnie of the characters Jada will do in the Mega Man.
I know you missed it last week, Rock, but we were talking about 1/12 scale Final Fantasy figures. They were going for like $150. Is that right, Matt?
I think.
Dream.
Were these them?
No. We weren't talking about Square Enix. I think we were talking about I can't remember if Figma or Sentinel or something like that's doing it. I'll look it up on the side.
Okay, please. They might have been these because these are a 10-inch scale. Play Kai Arts. Like I have their Halo Reach figures and they're fucking awesome. I will say that they're over stylized a bit. So these ones you might not be able to tell, but like with the Halo Reach figures, like they have a very tapered waist and it broadens out to like larger thighs, almost like your Revoltech figures have. These are like I believe they're like 10-inch tall. Okay, yeah, so about 9.72 inches. So yeah, they're roughly that 10-inch scale. But I know that Final Fantasy is huge, and I don't know really if we get any other figures that like this. They did some for the first Rebirth, like part one or whatever they called it. I don't know. And they actually have Cloud with the motorcycle. But they're re-releasing Cloud and Yuffie. I don't care right now. Yeah, they're gonna have really good articulation. It's a great zoom. It's gonna be so we're gonna get that level of articulation out of them. I don't know if there's any more other than that because I'm pretty sure that it's just gonna peg right in. But you're gonna get some pretty good poses out of the figure itself. We have the bicep swivel, that elbow that's gonna get a bit past 90. Looks like maybe 110. They're going to have pretty good shoulder articulation, and then it's going to be an entire wrist ball joint there. God, I'm hiccuping. So yeah, we see more of that arm articulation there. I can't tell if this is soft good or if it's just really well detailed. And then I'm also not sure how the Buster Sword sticks to his back. I don't know if it's magnet or if there's some kind of holster that goes on there.
It's a magnet.
It might be a magnet, yeah. Actually, it looks like there might be
I
a
was gonna say I
plug.
sent you the link also for the other figures.
Oh, thank you. Okay, yeah. So these were just Square Enix.
So the one's Play Kai Arts, the other one's Bring Arts,
Yeah,
which is still Bandai or Square. I'm sorry.
yeah,
It's just I guess they're smaller scale, but they look more like the original game, right? Yeah.
yeah. So here we have. This is what we were talking about last week, and this is actually like your 6-inch scale, but it's $50 cheaper than this guy. And then there are obvious differences between them, like level of detail aside. There are definitely differences in appearance. Like the coloration of this is much more probably true to the original coloration of the game because I don't think he was really wearing black in the original game. I think that this is just like an update to that. We definitely have more obvious joints on this figure than the other ones because we really don't see. Yeah, this is probably fabric right here. It's soft goods, which is pretty cool that they did. The joints are much more integrated into the figure than on this. And I think that years ago we actually got Rocky the Bring Arts Sora figure because he's a big fan of Kingdom Farts, as I'll call it. But yeah, there's Cloud with some more articulation, and he comes with a stand, which is actually going to be really important for getting poses like this out of him. And he has that little frame to support him. And then we have Yuffie, or Yuffie, I don't know. And I'm kind of curious to see. I guess that this is the articulation because she has this big armor thing on her arm. You think that would really limit how much she can move her arm, but it looks like they figured out a way around that. Curious if her socks are soft goods or if that's a casting. But yeah. The only I was considering getting the Justice League or some of the DC and Marvel figures that Play Kai Arts did, but in the end I just didn't because they're so hyper stylized. These ones are less apparent actually than I was expecting them to be. But yeah, for anyone who's a fan of the games, I feel like this is, and like if you're into the games and you're into figure collecting and all, I feel like these are going to be hard to say no to because they look good.
I was gonna say it looks like they make a tactics line also.
Play Kai.
Uh, Bring Arts.
Oh yeah, Bring Arts has a few. Fuck off. It's so weird. Yeah, so they even have so if you so here's one for you from or wait, this is 16. It's not who I was thinking it was. But yeah, I mean, even outside of that, I have a few friends that really like the near game. They have those figures. They're just all over the Square Enix shit, basically. I never got into Final Fantasy at all. Damn, they have a lot of them. A lot of 16. These are not the ones I was talking about when I said I was looking at Marvel and DC figures. Those ones were from years ago. That they aren't even on this website anymore. You'd have to look on eBay to find them. But this is actually going to be a really good example of the hyper stylization that I'm talking about. Like just the broad shoulders really thinning down into the waist and then just having this really exaggerated kind of pose just naturally built into the figure. Like you can't change that. That's just how he looks and then he articulates outside of that. And some people love it. It's not my thing. But yeah. And then Ifrit, that's pretty cool on that actually.
The whole fucking squad. That's awesome.
What?
No, it's just cool that they got the whole squad there.
Yeah, they. If I was more into the series, I would have known about it. Like, yeah, Sephiroth. I'm not surprised he sold out. And this is the smaller one, and you could bet your ass that they're gonna do one in the Kai Art style. They've already. I'm pretty sure they've already done a um Sephiroth figure in the past. I just can't remember exactly. And like I said, I don't pay attention to Final Fantasy. Unless it's The Spirits Within. That's my favorite movie. Do you remember that movie?
Vaguely.
It had nothing to do with Final Fantasy. But to be fair, Final Fantasy has nothing to do with Final Fantasy. So, whatever. Anything interesting on 5K that you wanted to point out? Because I didn't see anything new when I looked.
Not that I saw right away, but I can double check.
Yeah, I looked, and they don't. There's a really big and very good Sephiroth.
I know Rocco's been talking about the third party Dragon Ball figures being very good.
Who?
Rocco, he's been talking about
Oh,
the third party Dragon Ball figures.
who's
And
making them?
the way around it is they'll do like a different head or something to call it like Temple Guard Pig or something. And you take the pig head off, and then they'll give you like two DBZ heads to go with it. You could swap them on.
Okay. Actually, Rocky, I'm curious if this is the one. Let me pull this back up. See ya, bud. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for coming in.
But yeah, I think that decline. Fuck off, cookies. I think that this is the one you were talking about. But this is. What is this figure from? Yeah, okay, this is a few years ago. That's what I thought. So they'll be. It is messing. I don't know. they'll doubtlessly do another Sephiroth figure for remake part 2. I don't know how different it will be from this one. It might just be slightly updated, or it could just be a re-release, because this is the Play Arts version. I know I played Kingdom Hearts long enough to beat Sephiroth. Otherwise, I hate that game. Yeah. So, I don't have much figure news today, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a little message you sent me about 3D printing yesterday.
So like I updated as part of the refresh, I updated the blue mailbox to have like thicker legs because I noticed that I'm having an issue with the leg snapping off at like the slightest tumble, and it shouldn't be that easy.
On the mailbox?
On the mailbox, yeah.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Yeah, so I made them a little thicker, and I'm printing them out, and I ran out of filament on the Ender 3 because of the lack of filament runout protection. And it was almost done. It was like this much. So I went back and printed it again, and the print failed. And that's when I had an epiphany of, I think I'm done with these fucking leveling the bed, slow ass prints. The print would have taken 4 hours. In that time, I can print 2 huge 9x3 walls. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's a no-brainer for me. So I'm thinking about refreshing the fleet. And I know that Anycubic is releasing the specs on their Cobra 3 tomorrow, apparently. Or no, Wednesday, something like that. Tuesday or Wednesday.
Tuesday,
And
the 7th, which is fucking weird. Yeah, I was looking before when I was getting everything ready before the stream started. I was actually looking around on the website. I'm like, I can't find specs for this anywhere. I know that they released some out there, and I didn't look at any of those reviews. I was kind of tempted into looking and grabbing one when it was like $100 cheaper, but I'm also like, you know what? No, because I'm going to learn from Pete on this when he buys that brand new printer, and then he has all those issues with it. And then I also was like, well, I'm the idiot who bought a $2,000 printer that hasn't shipped yet, and I don't know even what kind of issues I'm going to run into with that bitch. Ooh, I'm getting drunk. But yeah, I don't need a second printer that I'm gonna have to learn on the fly, because I already know that the Giga is gonna be a lot of. I'm expecting a lot of trial and error with the Giga, and hopefully it's not that bad. But I know that there's usually a lot of stuff on YouTube, and I'm hoping that I can rely on that. Luckily, it's the only one of its kind, so I should be able to track down videos specifically for the Giga fairly easily enough.
True.
But
I'm hoping to replace the Cobra Standard and the Cobra Max first release and the Ender 3 that I've had for 6 years.
Yeah.
To all new printers. And I'd like to keep it in a cubic. They're affordable. They have a lot of good features. Despite their problems, we'll see. I didn't have any of the problems with the Cobra Max, so why would I go into the Cobra 2 expecting Y-axis issues? It's just a corner you don't have to cut. I don't understand.
Well, it might not be a corner they cut, so don't just jump to that assumption, because I haven't had any issues with my Cobra 2.
So the comments under my second and third video all seem to stem from people who have been using it regularly for over 100 hours, have Y-axis issues. That seems to be the common thread.
Okay. But that's out of how many people who bought them?
That's true. But that's
I'm just trying to I'm just playing devil's advocate a little bit like that, because I know you had a lot of fucking problems with the printer. I'm not trying to say that that's not true, and I'm not trying to say anybody else out there who's talking about having the same issues as you. I'm not trying to say that those aren't valid complaints at all, because they are. There shouldn't be a community of people talking about your product that all have the same problem around the same time frame of use. But are other people not as vocal, or are other people figuring out ways to work around, or are they just not printing that much? I don't know. I don't think I've printed 100 hours on mine.
Well, if I had to guess, like there's a smaller subsect of users who actually do YouTube videos. Putting a video out there is a pain in the ass. Recording,
Yeah.
editing, putting it up there to upload, making sure the description's there.
Yeah.
I know that could be off-putting to a lot of other people with similar issues. So I think we've created like not a safe space, but a community where we can bring these people in to talk about the other issues that they're having with it. Um, somebody has been answering under there that maybe just get a different printer. I don't think that's the case. I just don't think that this printer was tested thoroughly enough beyond X amount of hours. I'm not saying that it's all printers. I'm just saying that there is a noticeable subsect of folks with Y-axis specific issues.
You know what? I think it's a sign.
Space?
I think it's a sign that you should pick up a bamboo. For the cost of replacing your fleet, you could get one printer that's smaller than this one. For $1,000, you could get one that's in an enclosure and is the same size as your Ender 3, but it'll change filament.
I mean, what are you really getting with that? Like product support? Because
no, I so here I go to be a hypocrite. I briefly looked into it because I was like, this printer looks fucking awesome, looks so cool, because I see a lot of cool shit about it on Instagram. But I've also seen a fair amount of people saying that the support sucks. Similar to what you're saying about the Cobra 2 is that they're having issues after X amount of time having the printer. I've seen people respond to those saying that they use theirs a lot. They use only that printer. They haven't had any issues, and they use it like almost daily. So I don't know. Part of the issue with 3D printing, and this kind of goes more into what you were saying to me, is like with the process of bed leveling and then just offsetting and all this other shit, is there's way too many areas for margin of error in 3D printing. And we said it on the first fucking stream we ever did. Like, this is not a hobby you could just jump into. It's not for people. Like, I want to say it's not for the faint of heart, but I'm kind of faint of heart. Like, it's really not meant for people who want to just go in and get something done. Like, if you want something 3D printed, fucking find somebody on Fiverr who's doing 3D printed shit. Like, or reach out to somebody or go to your fucking library, because libraries still exist, and see if they have a 3D printer, because a lot of them do apparently, which is also really cool. But
what I'm planning on doing is donating to either a school or a library the printers that I'm not going to use. But what I was going to say, to jump on what you're saying, is that it's come a long way. So to see no knobs at the bottom and leveling pretty much take care of itself for the most part. The only focus that you really have to worry about is Z offset and flow control. So how much outputting from the extruder. Those are tuned for the most part with these newer printers, but you could tell if it's doing too much or too little, and you can control that through the slicer and just make it part of your prints moving forward, which is great.
yeah,
The features on these new ones are great, especially the vibration compensation, the speed that they're doing. My favorite part of the Anycubic Cobra 2 Max is the fan system. I think that even though it's loud, you can tell it's powerful enough to cool down your print, giving it not only a smoother surface, but able to print at those faster speeds, so you're not getting failed prints all the time. So yeah, it's not for the faint of heart, but you should know a little bit going into it. And at this point in the game, I don't think you have to be the level of engineer that we had to be 5 years ago, which is fantastic.
Yeah. Well, that was the Michelada talking, but yeah.
So not a lot of drops. What else do we have?
Not much. Isn't X-Men 97 ending soon?
It's got 2 more episodes. I was just about to ask if you're watching it.
I'm not.
Episodes are so good.
I'm not watching. I need to, actually. What did I just... I feel like I just watched something that I wanted to talk about, but it's not that important. I might finish Metal Gear Solid 5 soon because that needs to happen.
Even when you're finished, you're not finished.
I'm not sure what that means.
When you're finished with the storyline, there's just so much more to do. Like if you want to become this god mode Venom Snake.
Oh yeah, where you're like 1,000 hours into playing Metal Gear Solid 5.
It's not just that; it's the unlockables. Like you can unlock a riding suit that basically takes the place of your vehicles for the most part. Just run through the map like you're flying through it. It's crazy.
So I will, because it is the weekend of May 4th. I will bring up some Star Wars stuff just to keep with the theme, because these are new announcements. These are SHF, which I kind of don't collect anymore, I guess. But I know that they're still a big name. I feel like SHF quality has dropped off over the past few years, and they're also import scale, which isn't my favorite thing, unless it's Mayfex, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, we have so this is the New Hope C3PO because he has that little silver leg going on down there. If you don't have that one, this is the time to get it. It's not announced yet, so well, it is announced. So it's only announced. Curious to see if this is textured over just like a basic black buck or midsection. Then we have Vader with a very obvious gold or silver chain. He looks kind of stuffy.
I did a review on the Obi-Wan Vader and the Rogue One Mayfex Vader. The scale of the Figuarts one was actually better than the Mayfex. And although I like Mayfex's posability over Figuarts any day, this Vader outclassed it with accessories and
the Obi-Wan Vader outclassed.
Yes. I don't know if this is a re-release or
this is it. It's probably a hodgepodge because it's basically a New Hope Darth Vader. So I don't know if this means that they're kind of re-releasing figures starting at the first release. I'm not sure exactly what the deal is with this, but it's also Darth Vader, so like it'll sell. But yeah, curious if this is like a remake or just a re. It's not. It won't be a re-release, but I don't know. Then we have R2D2.
I picked up the R2D2 from the Black Series. It was like the deluxe version that came with all the extensions.
Nice.
That is half the price. I don't want to crap on this, but him and C3PO are more background banter characters. So I would recommend going Black Series at that point. But when you need a more mobile character, then you want to look into the Figuarts and Mayfex stuff.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what because it looks like this opens. There's probably some level of interaction that you have with these. There's nothing but these basic pictures we have of them. And honestly, I'm gonna jump in on that and say if you want a stormtrooper, just find the Kotobukiya model kit for $30 and put them together. It's the same fucking thing as this. And they're $30. This is gonna be probably I don't know. This might only be like $100, and then Ami will probably be like 60 or something. But either way, you could get it. You could probably find it for $30 in the Kotobukiya model kit. They're not that hard to put together, and you also. I want to say you have different options with them because some of them have like an extra pauldron that goes over the shoulder to show it's a higher rank or something. I know they did that with the desert ones. They also did something similar with like the shore troopers, but this for an army building figure, the model kits that Kotobukiya offers are just as good. Big Bad Toy Store.
So I wanted to point out something funny that I noticed about Big Bad Toy Store on this home screen here. That home screen there, half of the figure's face is cut off. Eye on the left in the orange suit. Yeah. see like there's some kind of filter or something on it that they cut it out.
The hell is this thing? Oh, I remember these pre-orders. I got way sidetracked, but I saw something as that's kind of cute. What does it say? Model kits. Here we go. So yeah, they're sold out at Big Bad Toy Store. But yeah, $30, and it's basically the same damn thing. This one has stickers. That is the downside. But realistically, for an army builder, can you like? I don't know. Am I wrong?
I mean, the head's kind of low, but yeah.
What'd you say?
So the head's kind of low. He has no neck.
I think that might be the way they posed it because it's. I forget if the neck peg goes into something else, but it's a double joint. There's basically the neck peg, and it has ball joints at both ends. So they might have it situated kind of low. You might be able to get more height out of it. I don't know where mine are. I won't be able to find them in any sort of timely manner. But I don't know. I mean, that's fair. That's fair criticism. I would say maybe see how much these cost versus how much an army builder version is. So like I said, this is $30. They're the I don't have the shadow one. I have Death Troopers also, but they don't even have those on here. These have been it's not. It's Bandai Spirits. I thought it was Kotobukiya. Sorry, everybody. Correction. But these have been in pre-order for fucking ever, and they've constantly been pushed back. I've had these pre-ordered for like years now, so this is like the rest of us situation. Like they're gonna come out and they're probably gonna suck. But
Do they come with a store through your head?
Yes.
Oh, this is totally worth it. For $2 extra, you get another head. Oh.
Yeah. I like model kits a lot, and this head sculpt probably won't look much better than that. To be fair, I'll throw that under the bus. But yeah, I mean, if you want to, if you like the way this one looks over the other one, yeah, just buy a bunch of the Luke Skywalker and Han Solo ones, and they come with Stormtrooper heads. So you just do that for shits and giggles if you want to. But yeah, so SHF has these coming up. No date yet, but you'll be able to find those on Ami, Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, probably 5K, and then maybe VC, other websites. I know that there's so many different websites people can go to for their figures.
He's doing a bunch also.
Are these new? Okay. Okay, so these are the new items. This is okay. So this is from Friday's live stream. Okay, I did get the email from Hasbro. Didn't look at it. So basically, we have So fuck it. I'm just gonna go to this one. I'm just go back to Big Bad Toy Store. It makes more sense. We just look at it with the prices. So here we have the vintage 4-pack. These are at a 4-inch. Well, yeah, roughly a 4-inch scale. So these are 1/18th, not 1/12. But we're doing Star Wars stuff, so I'm bringing it up. There's a fun little action pose with them. Green, blue, man, girl. So we have Gamora, and we have Mary Poppins, and then we have these two. I don't know their names. Yondu. That's it. I couldn't think of it.
Because the plain male looks like Michael Rooker when he was young.
Honestly, I was thinking that exact. I couldn't think of Michael Rooker's name, but it does. It looks a lot like Michael Rooker. Thank you for saying his name. You say his name. We have the Mandalorian Judge. This is another 4-inch figure. I could tell because it's less than $40. And it doesn't look bad if you want a 4-inch Mandalorian figure.
I don't remember a Judge being in there.
Well, you should get remembered. Is this from the Clone Wars or? No, it's from the show. How's it vintage if it's from the fucking Mandalorian show?
Vintage because of the size.
I guess, but that's still dumb. We have Cal Cestus. Another 1/18th. With his little drone buddy. Walkie-talkie.
What is this from? Is this from Survivor?
I want to say it's from Survivor, yes. Yeah, Jedi Survivor. Because he had, I never played either of them actually, which is dumb because I heard they're amazing. But he had different clothing in the first one, right?
Yeah. No, this must be some kind of alternate outfit because I haven't played the game yet. I have it. It's closed. Just haven't played it.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure.
Getting back into The Last of Us is gonna be fun. I'm like, how do I play this again?
Oh, and you're in the school. That's fun. Now this is where I'm losing, because I don't know how many of these are new versus existing pre-orders. I think these ones are new. I know they're gonna. I mean, never mind that it's this weekend, but I know that they're doing a lot of stuff for the anniversary of. What was the first one? The Phantom Menace.
Oh yeah,
that's back in theaters, as I mentioned last week. We got the Super Battle Droid. I hated. Like, did you ever play Battlefront?
Briefly, super briefly.
I played it for a little bit with Dan. Even Rocky would jump in from time to time, and it was kind of fun, but it was also really easy to get pissed off. But yeah, these guys kind of sucked. Unless you played as one, then you're like, I'm done. Where are the pictures? Website? What the fuck is going on here? This is like the first time they didn't put any pictures on the thing. I know Hot Toys just put a lot or a good number of figures out too. What the hell's going on? These are all the vintage ones. Okay, so I'm going to jump right to the 112 things. So, yeah, these are Enoch and the Night Trooper.
Oh.
I didn't watch Ahsoka, so I don't know.
They're basically like zombie troopers.
Oh, is that the Night Trooper? What, the zombie trooper?
Sorta. They're like dead troopers that were reanimated with the Night Sisters.
What the fuck is going on in Star Wars?
I like Ahsoka a lot. Yeah, I really like the shows that they're doing. I'm not gonna lie. I hope Acolyte is just as good. I heard there was a new trailer for Acolyte. I haven't seen it yet though.
Okay. I heard Andor was really good too, and
I thought Andor was kind of slow.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of like smuggling and
I think that's because they were trying to get more of the tone of Rogue One, where it's more of a like underhanded kind of spy type thing going on, and I think they were trying to replicate that feeling. And like,
was that movie with the Mini Coopers? The Italian Job. It was like the Italian Job. They need to put a crew together.
The Mini Coopers. I didn't know what you were talking about for a second. I was like, the fuck? Zombie mode.
Yeah.
What is going on here? Didn't they just scroll through all of these? That's the only picture. Oh, why do they have so many pictures of that? And then we have Darth Sidious with his Kevin Bacon ways and his Darth sword and his lightning fingers. Basically, these are reused probably from Scarlet Witch hands. Probably not. I mean, who knows, really? Maybe Storm.
I already have a Palpatine in the black robe, and he comes with the lightning hands.
Yeah, well, this one's in a brown robe, okay?
Good.
What?
Good.
Then we have these two winners that don't look anything like the people that played them. This looks like the dad from Transformers, and he looks like a weird AI version of Jean-Claude Van Damme. Am I wrong?
What's the Gen Z thing they're saying? He looks like Jean-Claude Van Damme from Temu.
Or like Wish Jean-Claude Van Damme.
The AliExpress version.
So we get one picture of these guys, and then we jump right to this guy who you lose your legs down the road, bud. Or as Abed says, he has a dual lightsaber. That's stupid. You're stupid for liking this movie. Oh, there it is in the black drop and then a white drop. There he is about to die. Spoiler alert. Thanks, Hasbro. Turds. He's got a little dongle on the back of his head.
That's not when he's about to die. That's when he's like pacing back and forth through the electric walls before they get into the bigger room to fight.
Yeah, that was a great way to make that fight longer. Is let's figure out a way to get them to stop fighting and just look at each other. Fucking George Lucas. Oh, it's a 3-pack. Okay. He looks like he's trying to push out a grumper there. Just going back to the same pictures again.
Yeah, they need to put like kneecaps on these double jointed knees and elbows.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, yeah,
Okay.
like
Go back one more.
And honestly, it's not just these figures. Like even these Spartan figures have it. GI Joes have it. They have the kneecap, but like there's still like nobody's knee looks like that. If it does, if your knee looks like this, go to a doctor.
It's better than Legends, though. I'll say Legends just cuts flat, you know?
Does it?
Yeah. Pretty terrible.
I don't have a Legends handy. But yeah, some of these figures have really bad double jointed knees. And then like this elbow, I also hate these elbows, especially when they try to simulate the robe. And I get that it's a point where like you're making compromises one way or another, but when you have that bent and it's just like starched out because there's overhang. And then we have the Army Stark droid here. And then we have Green Guy and Yogurt. Yogurt has his little robe on. Good picture of him. Way to have all this blank space. Oh man. Oh, he has a little beanbag chair.
It's like a toddler potty.
Right? It does. It really does. Oh shit! You know what I watched recently that I want to talk about that's more important than Star Wars? I recently rewatched Kill Bill for the first time in fucking years. Last Thursday or some shit. Like I rewatched Kill Bill 1 and 2 for the first time in forever. I was like, these movies are still fucking good as shit, dude. They're so good.
What days you work this week? Nope, not anymore. I don't see you on there.
Hmm?
Seems like fucking with your money is the only thing you understand.
Oh, yeah, that's so good. So you want to know which one I'm feeling? Regret. Regret that the greatest warrior I will ever know in my life died at the hands of a piece of shit like you. So fucking good. Although I will say I watched it on Netflix and Netflix fucked up. There's no subtitles when she was with Pai Mei. Like, luckily, I found it on Reddit where some guy, and you're not going to ever see this, but thanks to the one guy on the Reddit forum who put all of it there so I could just kind of read it as I watched. But yeah, it's been a while since I've watched those, and they're so good. They really are.
Yeah,
And
they said I love the stupid like a banter. It's just banter. Like she's reading the definition of the black mamba over to fucking
but as she's on the
Bud
ground
Lies
dying.
dying.
Yeah.
Flipping through the notes.
They do a lot of really cheesy things, like in Kill Bill Part 2, she's just driving in the car and she's just there and he's like, that's right, I killed him, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's so cringy, but
Yeah.
like for some reason Tarantino's doing it, so you let him get away with it. But yeah, so good. And
Daryl Hannah though. Props to
what?
Daryl Hannah. That scream that she did when she lost the second eye.
Oh my god,
She's
yeah,
like losing
like,
her voice while she's doing it.
yeah, I think that every time when she's just bouncing around the trailer, which the snake is still loosened, by the way, and she's just sitting there like rocking around the bathroom in pain, looking for her eye, apparently, screaming. Oh my god, so fucking good. But like that's something else that like as I was watching, I was thinking, I'm like, they really should do a part 3. Tarantino, I know you're gonna watch this. So like, they should really do a part 3. Maya Hawke, and I'm not sure who they should have play Bernita Green's daughter, but
They were saying use another big name and go with Zendaya.
Okay, that's what I thought. I don't know that she would do the role right.
Played some interesting shit. Like I know we just know her from like Spider-Man, but if you watch Euphoria,
I haven't
she
watched Euphoria, but okay, and I've seen her in Dune. But like,
she plays an addict in Euphoria.
okay, but has she played? Has she played an assassin hellbent for revenge?
I mean, as long as she can play somebody on the other side, like I said, Euphoria, and apparently this new movie that she's in where
Champions.
she's with two guys. But yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that she can't do it because I don't know. Just because I haven't seen her in that type of role doesn't mean she can't do it. But
Believe in yourself, you can do anything.
it's that pie in the sky. But yeah, it would be really cool. Honestly, I don't even know if Maya Hawke could do the movie. She's not a bad. What?
I think the focus should be on Uma. With Zendaya like hunting her down like occasionally, and Maya kind of learning the ropes through Uma. But Uma basically kind of like talking not only like a prequel sequel kind of thing where they're talking about how they got to this point of essentially her being the best and like the things she learned and blah blah blah. And then occasionally it's kind of like Resident Evil when I can't remember the bad guy's name, but he runs through the wall like spontaneously out of nowhere.
Wesker?
Like Mr. X or some shit.
Oh, Mr. X.
Yeah. Kind of makes Zendaya like that kind of threat. Like you can run, but you definitely can't fucking hide. And like the fight scenes come out of nowhere. Like mid sentence.
I don't know. It's also curious though, like because okay, so let's say you focus on Vernita Green's daughter getting her revenge. Do you let her get it? Her revenge is kind of based upon this idea that her mother was a decent person and didn't deserve to die, but she basically she killed she helped kill a whole wedding party and a pregnant woman who was just trying to escape from this life that she was going to have a daughter. So like the very same mercy that she expected to get out of Uma Thurman, she wasn't getting. So like she didn't give it to Uma, so why the fuck would anyone, like, you know what I mean?
Well, to be fair, Uma Thurman was an assassin prior to that wedding that was trying to get out. Who knows the countless people that she killed on
Right.
her list?
Yeah.
You know?
No, right. And I'm not saying Uma Thurman's a good person in that movie either. But for Vernita Green to expect her to suddenly give a shit because she has a daughter now. Vernita didn't give a shit when Uma was gonna have a daughter, you know?
Why Uma said that line? Oh, bitch, don't fucking pull that.
Yeah, exactly. So like realistically, oh bitch, don't fucking play that. Why do you get off scot-free? And why is the daughter's revenge any more justified than Uma's? And maybe I guess it isn't, and that's what we live with, but it's
I mean, it could be a good story for like an eye for an eye makes the whole world go blind kind of shit. Like even though you got revenge, Maya's now pissed off. You know,
you're talking about The Last of Us Part 2.
Not there yet, but yeah, same idea.
Yeah,
except Abby is Zendaya.
Hopefully, if they do it, they don't introduce a new villain though, because like that's a way that a lot of, and honestly, I don't think Tarantino, if he were to ever do the movie, I don't think he would go down that road because that's such a trope. Like where they find this greater enemy that they both say has to go, and then they make their piece based on that. But there is no existing enemy. I mean, that's it. So like aside from all this, that's the other thing that's tricky about that movie is without really introducing all new aspects of that stuff and feeling like you're retconning a lot, you really have to remain within the existing known universe of Bill's enterprise and function in that area. And like
I think you go balls in, man. Everybody dies. And the final scene could be Zendaya versus Maya Hawke in like a very samurai-esque showdown where they're running towards each other. And they both make the swipe, except both of them fall. And that'll be the end of the movie. Nobody wins. The bloodline stops. Assassination stops. Everything stops.
Although
peace on Earth, but it's not for this group of assassins.
I was just thinking they could also. Daryl Hannah doesn't die in Kill Bill Part 2.
Neither does the French girl, the one that she cut off her arm.
Okay, they do let her live, yeah. Good. So I was thinking like those two could be that main villain, and then they could play on the whole trope of like, well, we need to stop her. Realistically, that could be part of Maya's, like, let's say Maya Hawke is going out to finish this.
Somebody would need to groom Zendaya's character. So it'd have to be Daryl Hannah and whoever's alive from Bill's crew. You know?
Maybe. But I was thinking like maybe Daryl Hannah stepped in to Bill's like role. Like maybe she took over. Because throughout the movie you see that she like is kind of obsessed with Bill and definitely feels a bit slighted by him because he loved Uma Thurman. Like there was definitely a bit of a rivalry between the two of them. And like they could play upon that in the third one and have her trying to restore this empire that Bill had and using the French lady. And they could have her as the common enemy, but then proceed to just kill each other anyway, because they're still byproducts of Bill's world. So I don't know. It's kind of curious. It would be interesting if he did a third one. Like I don't think he will, but it would be cool. Yeah. Are there any movies coming up that you're interested in besides like Deadpool?
Not really.
Yeah. Like I was at GameStop yesterday. I'm like, I don't know if there's any games coming out that I really care about.
I would love to play the Holy Divers. Is that what it is? Helldivers?
Helldivers is so fun. Helldivers is a lot of fun.
I have a feeling by the time I get to it, Something else is gonna be out.
It's quick online matches, and I don't know that it's going to be going anywhere because it's like one of the biggest game. It's been one of the biggest games online for a while now, which is crazy because the studio that made it is relatively small and independent until Sony buys them and says, "No, you can't do anything." So it'll be curious to see if that happens because that's what Sony does because they're assholes. Kind of like that game Days Gone I always talk about. Bend wanted to do a sequel, but Sony bought Bend and they were like, no, you can't do a sequel. Like, well, fuck you. Why? This is dumb. Like, stop. The battle of exclusives is getting so petty and it's depriving us of things that we could really enjoy, and I don't like it. So, earlier you were talking about updates you were making things. I think I'm about done on my end of things. If you had stuff you wanted to pull up. Yep, I didn't catch it. I saw you said, yeah, sure, but I couldn't hear it because your mic didn't pick it up.
So this is the redone payphone receiver. This is the phone to scale. It's about 3/16, which should fit in most action figure hands. The bottom now has its own tail that's dedicated for the wire that goes in here. Basically, we do that to ensure that it's not snapping when you put it in or wiggle it around. There's also supposed to be a dedicated hole here that I haven't done. I just remembered just now, but the buttons are smaller to look more realistic. Other than that, the main thing is the change in the actual receiver portion. The contours there are all basically based off a actual receiver. I can pull this back. Actually, I can just do this. And that way we can see that the ear and speaker pieces are true to form as well. Bevels in there. Some recession. So it should be nice detail just on the smallest of parts. And that's what I've been trying to focus on.
Will those show up if you resin print them?
Yes, they will.
The holes?
I had them. Yeah, I had them on the other one, and they showed up just fine.
I never looked for them on the other one, so that's pretty awesome.
The magnet here is set to hold a stronger magnet than what we previously used. This to hold everything a little bit firmer. I also have a polarity wand that I bought that will be able to determine. So no matter what piece you buy, it should cross work moving forward. Other than that, I think I mentioned that we found a. Excuse me for a second.
Well, while he's are you back? Oh.
Yeah. So you can see these are all the resin pieces printed. Have the 2/4 pieces over on this side, and then the double holders here. And I recommend using 2 to keep it as flat as possible. And you could use any hole that you want to. It doesn't have to be top or bottom. So whatever makes sense for you. The reason I did that is if you want it, like if we make a security camera somewhere down the line, we could have a magnetic piece here and you could have it at the uppermost part of the wall. So that's why this is interchangeable between any spot. This is all being held together flawlessly. This is a Five Nights at Freddy's wall that I'm doing for my son and for future sale.
Grayson likes Five Nights at Freddy's?
I had no idea. Close this out, actually. Stop sharing. That way you can see a better picture. There's a stencil that I created to make sure that these are all perfectly painted and in line. There's some bleed here from the red paint. This was like the last piece that I painted, so it's starting to run. It didn't affect the front or sides that much, just the back. But I'm already working on getting a different surface to prevent that in the future. But these are pretty cool. They stand very well, and they're a little difficult to pull out. But what I mean by that is that it takes a little bit of wiggle. But I've also created these little ridges on each piece to help you actually grasp the piece and slowly pull it out. As you can see, that's all it took for me to pull it. There was a little bit of a wiggle, and then it came right out. I had my wife try to test it out earlier. She was like turning it. I was like, oh, don't turn it. You're going to snap it. So I might include some instructions just to put in the boxes of future orders that say don't twist. A little wiggle, a little pull. But they snap in nice and firm. They pull out almost just as easily. So and that's the kind of hold that I'm looking for.
Yeah. Yeah.
The next step is to print some more flooring. I'm working on a tile floor set, which means I have to create a tile floor stencil for that too. Black and white alternating pattern. That's to do the pizzeria replication. And I'm thinking about also that this is a pro and con of the system that we have here, is that you don't essentially have to buy the base that I'm going to create. The base will help keep everything nice and neat in a playset format. However, these blocks are already flat. So if you wanted to use it as flooring, they will just sit on the blocks and hold just like that, which is pretty cool. And you could use those same blocks at the bottom to up the wall the half-inch that it needs to sit flush with the rest of the floors. But that's all I got. That's
Nice.
it.
There's one more thing that I actually totally forgot about, and I was looking at it before the stream too. So in line with all the self-transforming robots or transformers, there's a Megatron one out there now, which is even more expensive than the Optimus Prime one. But it does the whole thing.
Megatron, leader of the Decepticons.
Can you hear that?
I've actually seen videos of him and Optimus fighting.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You can tell them to fight and they'll start shooting at each other and bantering back and forth. And then eventually one falls.
It's so unnecessary, but it's very cool.
How tall is it?
What?
How tall is it? What does the description say?
20 inches. They're big. So here's the two of them together. I don't know if I'm assuming Optimus did, but I know that the one video I saw was saying that they had some issues with him falling over, with Megatron falling over, but I mean, what the fuck more do you want, really? It's really cool. But like these are things that you just look at and talk to. It's not, you don't try to articulate it yourself. There's also, actually it might be quicker if I do it this way. I never mentioned it before, but holy shit, Grimlock's even more expensive. Why? Why? They have a Grimlock one also, but it's twice the price. Wonder why. Maybe because the transformation looks much more complicated. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I got. Any last minute shit?
I got it.
Okay.
All right. Well, if you want to hear more of our thoughts, tune in Sundays live, 8 p.m. here, YouTube. Or head to Shadow Moses 112 to add our accessories to your collection. Or slide to Instagram, Shadow Moses 112 as well, to see what we're working on. Currently, I just put up the New York City trash can and the Five Nights at Freddy's walls. I just need to do some proper photography for those to be able to have it on the site. A couple more test prints to make sure everything comes out nice and clean. But other than that, I think we're good to go. Like and subscribe if you liked your video here, and turn on the alerts so you can see when we're going live.
Watch some of our other videos. This wasn't our best one. Really shoddy work tonight. What?
It's the Mitchell out of talking.
Submission a lot of talking. I'm working on vehicles still. I've moved my Anycubic, my Cobra 2, and I'm kind of afraid to try and use it since I moved it because I feel like it's gonna be like, you moved me and now it don't work. But I do need to get 3D printing some things. I'm just afraid. Yeah, if you have mild anxiety about anything, 3D printing is also not for you. Because like, if you're like that person who like just doesn't do things because you get anxiety about it, don't start 3D printing because you'll never 3D print. But yeah. So yeah, hopefully I'll be to the point where the things I'm working on are actually getting close to being ready to print. Still working on cleaning and integrating different aspects of those, being that now I have that much more print area. But yeah. But thanks for coming by, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Cinco de Mayo. If you are drinking tonight, be safe. And good luck at work tomorrow. Take care. Bye.